Will do.
It will happen again, I'm sorry. Give me beg, I'm really sorry.
She's looking funny here.
Maybe patches or something.
Darling,
Yes, Mom.
I'm thirsty. Can you get me a drink, please?
Oh, okay.
Orange as usual.
Alright.
Thank you.
Asked you to follow me and for me to shame. And you described but you never ever touched my soul. For those who've been there before.
Carol, where did you spring from? Where have you been?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Tilda. Hey, Carol, how you doing? Tilda, I'm very sorry, okay? I thought you liked him. So now, what do you think? Think I'm telling the truth? I think I'm the most foolish, unreliable, and untrustworthy friend you have. Come on, don't say that, right? I guess you didn't understand. Maybe you misjudged me or something. Right? You're still my best friend.
Hey, girls.
Okay, thank you for staying with us. I'm sure looking through that clip, you'll be wondering who exactly is the artist of the week. Well, she's been in the industry for quite a while. She's gone from acting into scripting into directing. She's a graduate of English and Literary Studies from the University of Nigeria, University of Calabar. She's also a runner-up of the Most Beautiful Girl in Nigeria in 2002. And I'm going to attempt by speaking to her in the language. I'm sure she caught a few words from there when she was coding that area. So her name is Stephanie Linus. Stephanie, monsieur. I got you there.
Abadia, I know Abadia, yes. That threw me off, like, completely.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's good to have you here. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time,
Yeah.
you know, so, but it's good to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, how has it been? The journey, that clip we had, we deliberately went for a very old clip so that, I mean, to have an idea of the journey you've gone through, the journey of your acting career and all of that. How has it been?
It's been wonderful, I think. You know, seeing that, I can't actually remember the movie. So when I saw it, I'm like, what clip is that? I can't actually remember the movie that was. But it's been quite interesting. And the industry, the great thing is that the industry has really grown. And, you know, I'm also very excited that we're all part of it. And, you know, it's been quite an interesting journey so far.
Okay, so you discovered your acting passion when you were a teenager.
Yes, when I was a little small. Yeah.
And so why do you sort of like downplayed acting and gone into the back end, directing more and writing more?
No, there's not. I've done over more than 100 movies, so it's not downplaying. No, I haven't downplayed it because even in some of the movies I produce, I also feature in it. So it's not downplaying. It's more like I happened to do a film that, you know, I wanted to explore all aspects of the film. I looked to see, and there's some of the projects that, you know, they've given me, some I like, some I just felt, you know, I wanted something different at this time. So it's not like I'm still very much active. I'm still very much, I love acting, like my first love. And it comes so easy. Either that is like easier, you know? So I'm still acting, but sometimes you also want to be versatile. You also want to try new things. And you also, maybe if you feel there's certain things that you want to talk about, and going behind the scene also gives you the power to, and resources sort of like to be able to tell those kind of stories that you want to see out there.
If acting was your first love,
It
you
is.
started acting when you were little,
Yeah.
why didn't you just go ahead and study acting? Why did you go and study something else? And then come back to acting?
I think they kind of like, well, I'm sure you know the Nigerian system. When you're trying to get into the university and then you check your time and the course, say, okay, this one, maybe the one you were going for and that's the one they gave you, and say, okay, let's read it. But I think they all sort of like tied together. You know, English and literary studies, they're all sort of like, because it's literature, it's arts and everything, they're all sort of like tied together.
Well, why not theater arts?
Yeah, well, but later on also, I still also went abroad and also did my study in acting and directing and producing. I still had time to do all of that at the same time. But at the end of the day, it's not even about study, because some people might study it and they might still not be successful in what they're doing. So the main thing is, do you have the talent for it? First of all, especially in the arts, you know, when it's something that is very artistic, yeah, the talent has to really come naturally for you, because it's something that is uniquely you, that you present to the world. Even the way we act, they can give us the same word, the way you're going to interpret it, no matter even if you went to the same school, the way you're going to interpret it is going to be totally different from the way I'm going to interpret it. So that's why art is a little bit tricky, because it's totally the individual and what the individual brings to it.
Right you are. Right you are.
Okay, so your first movie, Compromise,
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
and then Waterloo, 1997. I'm sure you don't even remember.
Yeah, secondary school. Yeah, when I was in secondary,
yes, you're in secondary school. Then later in 2002, you went into the beauty pageant and all of that. Then from then on, it's been like rising. Tell us, what was your favorite, if you do remember, your favorite role and which movie that was?
Ooh. Wow, it's funny. I've had a lot.
The one you say number one.
No, I've really had it. There's been so many. I can't even choose one. There's one I love my role in Eye of the Gods. There's a movie I did, Eye of the Gods. I was this wicked princess. Eye of the Gods. I did More Than a Woman, was like action film. I did Emotional Crack. That's also the one called Enslaved, where I was like mentally deranged or something. So there's been a lot of, even Dry playing a doctor. So there's been a lot of great roles, really, and there's still more that I'm hoping to do. So I really can't choose, but I think I've done some really interesting roles that I've loved over the years.
Now, you are an actress, a director, a producer. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Good. Now, which of these roles do you sit in and you're most comfortable in?
Oh, definitely acting. I love acting. Acting is like number one. I love singing as well, but you know, of course,
singing.
Yeah, because the acting is so. It's what I've been doing for years. Is everything is take care. You just come do your thing and you go. So, but for directing, it's a lot of work, because you're like in every scene, you're seeing the whole picture. You know, I just come do my bit and I get off, but you're going to be there for other people. And it's same as producing, running around trying to find the money and, you know, put everything together. So it's a lot of work, but I think I like acting more. But, you know, I find out that I can actually be good at the other ones. I also explore them. I'm actually, I think I'm a pretty good director and also a producer.
You know, talking about being a pretty good director, your movie, I think that was the first one you did, Dry?
No, I did Through the Glass. Through the Glass, yes, was the first movie that sort of like opened the doors for Nigerian films being shown in the cinema. It was actually the first movie that broke the box office and made a lot of people, Nigerians, to feel more comfortable to go to the cinema to watch Nigerian movies. That's what Through the Glass did. That was in 2009. So after that, that was when I did Dry.
2014.
Yeah.
So how was Through the Glass? How did you feel when you saw it in the cinema?
I felt really, it was really great, because at a point, I think I was in film school, and word got out that I was studying directing. And in my head, I said, I better not come back to Nigeria. I said, I studied directing. I have nothing to show for it. So that's when I decided to do the little film. And I showed it in LA, and there was a lot of people who came in, watched it, liked it. And, you know, it became a thing. So before I even came to Nigeria, people have heard about the film. And then when I showed it, it was interesting and people liked it. And so that's like me coming out from film school and trying to, put the thing that I studied to work. So that's that. And also the impact that it had on the industry was also really great, opening their doors, I can actually go to the cinema and watch Nigerian films. And producers saw that I can actually make money going to the cinema. And he also encouraged some of my colleagues to even go behind the scene. A lot of people who were actors who decided to go into producing, directing, like, Stephanie did it. That means me too, I can also go and do it. So he also encouraged, which is a good thing. He also, show also the female especially, to show that, you can actually go behind the scene and get hold of this whole creative process. And that encouraged a lot of people to do that. And before I came in with Dry.
Dry.
Yeah.
Now, what made you go for that storyline, Dry?
I think the story found me in the sense of I was I think if I'm correct, like 2002 at the university, a friend of mine came from Uni Jos, and then she came from the north and she was telling me stories about young girls who were married off at early age and they become incontinent. So to me, it was like so strange hearing that kind of story. I'm like, look at us, we're rocking in Calabar, you know, we're going to school, even though people are saying, oh, you're going to marry, but you have the choice to decide when you want to marry. And we're living in the same country, but some other people don't have this kind of choice. I think that really stuck in my head, in my brain, you know, like, wow, what do I need to do? And the more I researched about it, the more I felt there was, you know, a lot that I can do about it. I even volunteered to different organizations, you know, trying to find out information about it. And I did. So I think the story found me. And when it was time to really tell it, I took the opportunity to tell it.
That would allow pull me into this other bit of conversation that's been going on a while. I mean, recently, issues of sexual violence, rape, and all of that. How does that make you feel? Seeing that you told something similar. Yes, that's underage marriage, but I mean, juveniles are still being molested here and there.
It's really sad. It's such a horrible and sad situation, and that's where we as a people really need to look inward and really be truthful to ourselves. What are we doing to our young girls? What are we doing in our society? What are the laws that we're not allowing to be enforced, you know? So I think we just allow things happen to us, and we're not very outspoken about the things that are happening in our society. I think people are getting to that point that are getting tired, and I know with this whole COVID scaring people, I think nothing else can actually scare you because, you know, something come up, you can't touch it, and it's, you know, sort of like killing everybody. And I think people are getting to the point that, you know what, I think I need to speak my truth. So I think we need to also create an environment where it's comfortable for the woman to speak her truth and not be shamed about it. So we're trying to figure out how to demystify that whole shame tag that they give to a lot of people that make them feel uncomfortable not to come forward. And we also need to look at the system to figure out how do we fix the system. Do you understand? To make sure the system is working. But most importantly, we need to create a lot of awareness. Awareness because of the next victim. What happens to the next victim? What will she do if she finds herself in that situation? Who will she call? You know, because I had a young girl called me, that's a guy that was living in her compound, say, you, this girl, I'm going to rape you. I'm like, at that point, I just, like, what do I tell this girl? Find the nearest police station and make, you know, and report and all of that. So you have a lot of this happening in a society that if we really don't take time, it's really going to escalate. And where we're going, well, I don't know if we're going to recover from it, but I think we should stand against it, both the men and the women, and be watchful and be accountable for, you know, with the things that are happening.
Are we expecting a movie that will portray that soon?
Well,
there's about it with such passion.
No, well, there's a lot that I'm doing. Like with the COVID thing we're doing, there's a campaign I'm running now, which is My Hygiene First, My New Habits that I'm running right now. I'm working on a movie. I'm working on a human trafficking movie to address that issue, and a couple of other films that I'm working, you know, behind the scene. Everybody just waiting.
But none about rape yet.
No, we've already, like I said, in the movie Dry, I also tackled that. You know, even though the young girl was married to the man, but he took her against her will. She didn't understand the concept of, you know,
because
dad.
she was too young.
She was too young. So that was also addressed in that light in the film that I did. So there's a whole lot of other abuses happening that, you know, we want to shed more light to. But right now we're working on the Hygiene First campaign, My New Habits, which I feel that we as a people, we need to look inwards. COVID has happened. Everybody's in a frenzy, try to wash their hands. But are we hygienic people? There's certain things that we do in our society that I feel that we need to stop. And it's our own responsibility. Okay, she's going to ask.
No. Yeah. I was going to say that you just hold your horses.
Okay.
We'll go on a quick break. We'll come back to continue.
Thank you.
Please stay with us.
Thank you.
Grandma Mary, can you remember anything about my daddy?
Well, I think you should ask your mother about him.
If he didn't want me, then I want to hate him.
No.
I'm old enough to know what happened to my father. Someone help me! Pastor Palmer!
What is this?
Pastor Palmer gave me that.
I don't want you reading it. It's full of lies.
Trouble just seems to follow.
Get out of here!
You're just trouble.
You're my sister. Ain't you supposed to be nice to me?
Don't judge the child.
or the mother.
Send somebody to tell his wife this does not look good. You ever think maybe you're having money is your punishment?
Always listen to that still small voice inside you.
I have no answers. I have no way out.
You're not responsible for your husband's beliefs.
You swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, have you got?
The worse it is for her, the better it is for me.
I cannot be near him.
Oh my God. Were you alive?
Well, do you know where her father is? I never left you.
Give me that gun or you're a dead man.
I didn't want to be like him.
He's gonna need some help.
Please, trust me.
Promise me that you'll come back real soon.
Ma, I don't want to marry now.
Halima, you are too young to understand. You are young, and this is the right time.
I am so honored to be receiving this award.
Why do you come here every Thursday?
I guess I'm supposed to be talking to a shrink.
Is there something you need to talk to me about?
It's almost as if she's trying to make up for something.
Don't you want to be part of the team?
I'm already part of the team.
I want to go back there. I want to go back there. And thanks for coming to help in our small hospital. Push!
I wish I could die.
We can't save every life.
We can't keep losing this women.
Doctor, I can't take it anymore!
Mom, you're a medical doctor, your duty is to save lives.
But I did not sign a vow of poverty.
Clean her up before the whole house starts smelling.
Our whole household is infected with disease when make it out.
We need new equipment. A lot of people are dying every day here in this hospital.
What issues could be more pressing than this lunatic doctor who will do anything to paint this country back?
Go back to your father. Go and let your family share in this embarrassment. Think about that. Go.
They can't just do that. Why are they standing the ground?
Halima, no!
After you have killed your parents,
Thank you. We still have Stephanie Linus here. The older generation might remember Stephanie Okereke. Well, Stephanie Linus is here. Yeah, Stephanie, you before we went on that break, we were talking about some of the work you've done.
I'm just talking about the new campaign that we're pursuing now, which is my hygiene first, my new habits, which is we looking inwards as a people. What can we do to better ourselves and our environment? You know, sometimes a lot of people feel that we are helpless. I say no, we're not helpless. You know, some of those things we go around, we look at things, places are not hygienic, things people are just not conscious about their hygienes. And I saw this viral video of the guy washing the fruits inside the gutter. So I was like, okay, there's a major problem here, which is people are not conscious about their hygiene. And if they're not conscious, they will definitely not care about you. They will definitely not care about the environment. So how do we elevate their minds and, for them to say, no, there's certain things that is within your own power that you can do to help your environment.
Some people say if you don't value yourself, you will not value anyone else.
Yes, and all of that. So how do we create, and, sometimes you want to be angry, but you also have to, sort of like calm down and figure out that a lot of people really do not know. So how do we bring it to their consciousness for them to see the benefits, why they should do? The environment you wish you had also starts with you. You driving on the car, throwing the trash out of the car. Well, it's not government this time. It's you as an individual who made that conscious effort to throw it out of the car. Make the same conscious effort to put it inside your car and trash it properly. So these are some of the campaigns that we're trying to put out there to create a lot of awareness where it's going to take you like really drive you really home to educate people about hygiene.
What about the campaign against sexual violence and molestation? The movie Dry, you showcased a bit of that. And I know Alera has asked you if you're going to do a movie about rape. But the question of sexual violence in the entertainment industry is also there.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people have complained about that. I mean, there's even some stories out there that, but I think the good thing is people are now talking. You know, back in the days when you did the film, people are not feeling comfortable to actually come forward to talk about it, which shows progress. And it's not only in the entertainment industry, because I beg to differ, because you find sexual harassment in all sector, you know, in all sphere of life. You know, you find in education, politics, all kinds of institutions, banking and all of that. But, you know, I think people are beginning to realize, I think the men are now trying to listen to the women to figure out the kind of hurts that they inflicted on both the men and the women as well. Although we know, of course, more women are more vulnerable at this time. So I think there's a lot of giving that environment for women to come out and speak their truth. And also for us to look inward and say, so what are the measures that we need to take as an industry, do you understand, to curb this? Do you understand? So people need to, if it's something that you need to sign, that if you're getting a job, make sure you're not soliciting for someone to give you their bodies or anything. So there's certain measures that are being put in place to make sure that that happens.
We're running out of time. So in your life journey, you've gone from acting to directing and all of that. In the course of that, you got married, you have a family. Yeah. Beautiful. I understand he's watching from home.
Well, I don't know yet.
He also had an accident that was quite devastating, but thank God you came out well. So if you were going to talk to anybody out there, what would you say? My life's lessons. This is Stephanie Linus, my life lessons.
Oh, wow. Do you just put it all in one? But you just basically, life brings different things, throw different things at you. It's just for you to know that things are going to happen, but how you handle it and how you come out of it also matters, you know. So you come out of it by learning some lessons from it and making sure it doesn't happen in the future. And I think it's just you believing in God also and allowing God to direct your paths in life, also kind of like help. And at the end of the day, just being a decent human being and showing love. I love love so much. So I do everything from the point of love in my life. So so life lessons: believe in yourself, work hard, stay focused, be a decent human being, and know that your life isn't only just for you, but also for other people who are around you. You're supposed to be a blessing to other people around you and also to your country and, you know, to your environment and stuff like that.
She has been watching us too much.
Well said.
You know that thing we always say, be the best
that
of
you can
be.
be.
Oh, be the best that you can be. Okay,
I love your country. I love your name.
No, but love conquers all things. And really, when you have love, if our leaders have more love in their hearts, we won't be having so much complaining in the world, because you treat your citizens, you treat them, you think about how it's going to affect you as a person, and you do the same thing to the other person.
Thank you so much. We've had Stephanie Linus, an award-winning actor, filmmaker, and mother, friend, a lover, and a global citizen. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you, Stephanie. Bye. Well, that is how we wrap it up for this day on Sunrise. We hope to see you, well, we hope that you will see us next week with a fresh edition. I'm Alera Edu, wishing you a very happy weekend indeed.
And I'm Neo Taigwe. As Stephanie has already said, be the best you can be. Live your life not just for you, but for everyone around you. Have yourself a beautiful rest of the day. God bless you.